Welcome, everybody. This is what we're going to get the meeting started now. Thank you. Okay, welcome everybody here at the Union League of Chicago and on our Zoom call. This is our 5,577th meeting of the Rotary Club of Chicago. I am going to start with a few announcements that pertain those of us who come here at the Union League. We have a new in-person attendance guidelines for those who come to our lunches. All in-person attendees must pre-register and prepay, and this includes Rotary One, Golden Wheel, and Pay-As-You-Go members. To guarantee a spot, pre-register for in-person attendance by Thursday at 3 p.m. So this is a few days before the day you were used to register. Walk-ins, unfortunately, are not guaranteed a meal for the time being. For those who like a special meal, vegetarian is the only option available at this time. Well, these guidelines are necessary as Rotary One, the Union League Club, returned to in-person meetings after a long hiatus of only virtual meetings. One thing I would like to tell you is regarding our mask policy. Masks are not required at the Union League Club for vaccinated guests. However, everyone is invited to wear a mask, and in the spirit of the four-way test, it is fair to all concerned that we ask unvaccinated guests to wear a mask. So if you're vaccinated, you can be very comfortable. If you're not, please wear a mask. With respect to the questions, we will take questions at the end of the remarks. For those here present, please hold your questions to the end, and those of you on Zoom, type questions in the chat box. Please honor our speaker's time by picking your questions succinct, and one question per person. Thank you. For those of you who are here at the lunch, we will do our best to get to your Zoom questions. And again, also, please keep your questions short. So now this is the time where I would like to introduce our immediate past president, Eric Kempel, who is going to introduce our speaker today.
So you guys haven't forgotten me yet, have you? All right. So today we have actually, excuse me 1 second. I need to mute that. Okay, there we go. Today we have the next installment of the Karl Zimmerman Young Entrepreneurs series. So I want to say just a few words about Karl, since I know we have many new members who have joined over the last year and a half, as well as a few guests here today. Karl started his own company at age 14, which he grew into Steadfast, a multi-million-dollar cloud and managed hosting services provider. He was therefore the epitome of the young entrepreneur. Karl was also the epitome of service above self. He was an integral part of our club, serving on the board and chairing our Job One vocational program for Chicago high school students. And right now, this year's students are about halfway through their jobs in the summer. But most tragically, Karl passed away in March 2020 at age 36. Karl meant a lot to us, which is why we feature Chicago's young entrepreneurs in his honor. Right now, I'd like to introduce Karl's mom, Kathy Zimmerman, to say just a few words. Kathy, the floor is yours.
Past President Eric and President Marga and Chicago Rotarian friends and guests, thank you for inviting me again today for the continuing series for the Karl Zimmerman Young Entrepreneur. As I've told you before, it makes my heart sing. The Rotary Club of Chicago is to be complimented for supporting the efforts of young entrepreneurs by giving them a platform to tell their stories. Karl felt so strongly about entrepreneurship. And as you know, young entrepreneurs make a real positive difference in our economy, in our communities, and in our lives. And those efforts should be supported by all of us by reaching out to them as you have, and in other ways to ensure their success. So it's a real privilege to be here today. And I'm looking forward to hearing from Jeff and the difference he's making in our world. We wish you every success, Jeff. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kathy, and thanks for being with us again today. So Kathy mentioned our guest today, our guest speaker, Jeff Badu, and he's here with us today because he does reflect the spirit of Karl and certainly the spirit of Rotary and service above self. Mr. Badu has been featured in the Chicago Defender, Block Club Chicago, the Sun-Times, and many other news platforms because of his inspirational story. His childhood in Ghana and then uptown Chicago, then becoming a millionaire by age 26, and then paying it forward through a financial literacy program for underserved kids. As it says in the gyrator, he's a licensed CPA and the founder and CEO of Badu Enterprises. This includes companies such as Badu Tax Services, as well as Badu Investments, which is a real estate investment company that acquires residential and commercial rental real estate properties in areas such as the South Side of Chicago in efforts to restore traditionally underserved areas. His overall mission in life is very simple and should resonate with us as Rotarians to make a lasting positive impact in as many lives as possible, especially when it comes to their finances. Mr. Badu, welcome to the Rotary Club of Chicago. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Definitely appreciate that. So definitely want to thank you to the Rotary Club of Chicago for inviting me to speak. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. And basically, I just want to share my story just a little bit. And to my knowledge, I'll be speaking for maybe about 20 minutes or so, and then hand it off for some Q&A. So I'm just going to share a little bit about my story, about my journey, how it is that I got here, and what I'm doing to continue paying it forward. So for those who don't know formally, my name is Jeff Badu. I'm a licensed certified public accountant, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Badu Enterprises Llc, which is a multinational conglomerate in the finance industry. And what we do is we provide a suite of financial services, including my marquee company, which is Badu Tax Services, and that's the firm that does tax preparation, tax planning, and tax representation for individuals and businesses across all 50 states in the US. And we also have clients in over 25 countries at the moment. Then we also have Badu Investments Llc, and that is my real estate investment company. And we invest in areas such as the South Side of Chicago, where we provide them with stable housing for the tenants. And in exchange, we receive cash flow, right, on a monthly basis. That's part of the passive income side of things. One thing I would share with entrepreneurs is that you have to find a way to build passive income, because what happens if you can't work one day? What happens if things go south, right? You have to find a way to sustain yourself, especially as we learned with the COVID-19 pandemic. So with that, we also have another company called Badu Life and Health Solutions LLC, where my beautiful wife, Yvonne, is the CEO of that company. And basically what we do is we provide life insurance products and solutions to families, individuals, and small businesses. Then last but not least, none of this would really mean anything to me if I didn't give back to the community. And that's where we founded the Badu Foundation, literally during the pandemic. And that basically provides financial literacy education to the youth ages 6 through 18, where we teach them on topics such as budgeting, saving, investing, and scholarships. And what happens at the end of the program is they actually get a chance to receive a $500 scholarship. And they can repeat the program every single year up until the age of 18, where at that age, they can become an instructor of the program, where we go by the notion of don't just teach a man how to fish, but also make sure that that man knows or woman knows how to teach somebody else how to do, how to fish essentially. So we're basically multiplying the impact, not just by teaching ourselves, but allowing others that we teach to teach on their own as well. Then my purpose in life is to inspire and support the super hungry to take hold of infinite resources in order to create an abundant lifestyle. Let me repeat that one more time, because this is where we get into the story right after this. My purpose in life is to inspire and support the super hungry, such as those who spent time to listen to this today, to take hold of infinite resources, such as the information that you will be hearing that may inspire you, that may motivate you, in order to create an abundant, not a scarcity, but an abundant lifestyle. Now, how in the world did I get to that? Well, it starts at birth, basically. So I was born and raised in Ghana, which is on the west side of Africa, for those who don't know. And basically with Ghana, we have a very, very entrepreneurship spirit and entrepreneurship mindset, in that there's not really a lot of things like government programs, Section 8, food stamps. We don't really have that. So with Ghana, it's a very, very entrepreneurship-filled spirit. You kind of have to be an entrepreneur in a way, unless you went through traditional schooling in Ghana, or you have connections that allowed you to basically get a job or maybe start something that became pretty big. So with that being said, basically growing up, I was around entrepreneurs all the time. Like, I'm the type that if you gave me candy, I wouldn't necessarily eat it myself. I would actually go out and sell it, because that's all I knew. That's all I saw on the streets of Ghana, in Accra, Ghana. So with that being said, that's what pioneered my entrepreneurship spirit. And also my parents are entrepreneurs. My dad, for example, is a real estate developer. My mom is also into real estate, and she owns a retail shop in Ghana as well. So with that, growing up in a family filled with entrepreneurs, and then watching on the streets, literally people selling candies, oranges, apples, whatever it took to make ends meet, that allowed me to see things firsthand of the importance of entrepreneurship. So fast forward to the age of 8, I get an invitation, or I win the immigration lottery to come to the beautiful United States of America, home of the brave, land of the free. And basically my parents were already here. So my dad had migrated here first. My mom also migrated with my parents, or with my dad as well. So with that, they were able to apply for the immigration lottery for myself and my older sister to join us. Thankfully, we won the lottery and we migrated to Chicago. Now, you might think, wow, that is awesome. That's great. And I was truly happy about that. I had always wanted to go to America and just see what the American lifestyle was like. Little did I know that the next 8 years were going to be the worst 8 years of my life. Why? Well, for one, I was thrown into a neighborhood called Uptown. For those who may not know, Uptown at the time, back in 2001, wasn't the best neighborhood to put a young child, especially someone who just migrated here from Ghana. So long story short, I surrounded myself with the wrong crowd, people who I had no business surrounding myself with, and things that you would not want a child to be involved with, right? So that was the part of the struggle. And I'm a firm believer that you have to go through some type of struggle to really get you to where you want to be in life, to get you to the next level. Because the thing is, when you get there, you might become complacent and think it's sweet. And all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, if I go there, it's whatever, right? For me, it wasn't whatever. Because if I was to go back to my old life, that would involve survival. That would involve life or death, basically. Right. So for me, I basically went through that experience, and it truly made me who I am today. So with that, fast forward to the age of 16. Remember, the age of 8 through 16 were some of the roughest times of my life. I mean, very, very, very bad times. I mean, there were instances where literally I could have easily went to jail, just being wrong place, wrong time, basically. But thankfully for God, who was on my side, was able to guide me through the process. And for me, part of what uplifted me and got me out of that environment was my faith, my spiritual life to begin with. So fast forward to the age of 16, I took a trip back to Ghana, my motherland, right? And ultimately, it was a short trip. It was about a 2-month trip, and it was with my family. And the thing is, I'm thinking this is just going to be one of those vacations. Little did I know is that would be the turning point in my life where I flipped the entire switch. How did I do that? Well, first of all, I saw struggle firsthand, right? With my own 2 eyes, I saw a lady, for example, that had 2, not 1, but 2 babies wrapped around her back. And she was carrying a huge load of apples, oranges, right? Whatever it took to make ends meet. And I said, you know what? I looked in her eyes and I said, you know what? I'm meant to help individuals like you. You are super hungry. You are motivated internally to go out and do better. She did whatever it took to make ends meet for her family. Like literally, you know, this is someone who was probably there from about 6 a.m. all the way till 6 p.m., possibly later. And you're talking not 1, but 2 babies wrapped around her back. So I truly saw the struggle. And I said, I'm meant to help people like that, who I can see the hunger, I can see the drive, someone who's so motivated. All they need is a little bit of resources that they can take hold of in order to create that abundant lifestyle. Maybe instead of having those 2 babies wrapped around the back, maybe we put them in the daycare center, right? Maybe instead of selling apples, oranges, maybe we start making those and we sell them to other companies so that we become wholesalers, basically, or we become manufacturers of those companies. Right now we're starting a business where we become a supplier. So all that just allowed me to really, really see things in a different light. I said, you know what? Whatever I was doing before, I'm going to do things differently. First of all, I need to get rid of the people in my surroundings, or I need to distance myself, right? And I need to go to more like-minded people. So that's exactly what I did. I started getting more involved with my church. I became the youth leader in my church. And I also acquired a mentor. One of the instructors of our youth leadership program became my mentor. And she said, you know what, Jeff, you figured it out. You finally decided to make a change in your life. I'm going to mentor you, and I'm going to take you through certain exercises to make you a better person. You know, so with that, my friends became more like-minded. They were all driven. They're all very spiritual, and they're all people that were looking to head in the right direction. So one thing I learned, that lesson, and that show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And for me, I had to surround myself with different people. And so with that, I was on a better path. Now that allowed me to get accepted to the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. I was the very, very first student from Uplift Community High School to get accepted to the U of I at Urbana-Champaign. So with that, I was able to further my college education. Now remember, my spiritual life was very, very strong at this point. And I actually read the Bible. I read half of the Bible when I was 16 years old, you know, and I was driven. Like the school, the grades got better. Everything in life got better because I surrounded myself with different people. And I also had my head on straight. You know, anything, any negativity, anything that somebody surrounded me and it had negative written all over it, I said, go away, right? This is not for me. I said, go away, stay away. This is not for me. So that's a bit on the story side that led me to my ultimate entrepreneurship journey. So let's continue the story. In 2010, I got enrolled into the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Remember, I was the very, very first student from my high school to get in. I was very, very honored. I actually got in by mistake because I applied for the agricultural accounting program, not knowing that there was an actual accountancy program. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't have gotten into the accountancy program because my ACT score wasn't high enough. You know, so with that, sometimes mistakes lead you to a better path. So just wanted to share that real quick because along the journey in life, you will make mistakes. So what you have to do is turn those mistakes into opportunities, into great opportunities. So with that, I started my business plan. First business, Badu Tax Services LLC, right? Company that started from scratch, literally started from scratch. And at basically my freshman year of college, I started learning more about taxes. I started learning more about accounting and just furthering my education in entrepreneurship. I spent at least an hour every single day researching on my industry. I was the guy that was on Google researching, okay, what's going on in my industry in the tax world? Who are the key players, first of all? What are they doing right? And most importantly, what are they doing wrong? So that I can come in and do those things right, you know? And I found out, for example, that my industry was going virtual. And so what did I do? I decided to make a virtual CPA firm. Now, as of 2021, we're 100% virtual tax firm. And as you can probably tell, this speech today is delivered to you virtually on Zoom. So with that being said, right, I formed a business plan. I started doing taxes for people for free. There were some people that I even actually paid to do taxes for. It's crazy. I literally paid them to do their taxes. Can you imagine? Why? Because I knew that there would be a payoff at the end. So for me, I decided to say, you know what? Let me go ahead and do taxes for people. Let me perfect my craft. So from 2010 through 2015, I kept doing just that. Every single year, I would work with clients, do their taxes, work with clients, do their taxes, and learn a thing or two about taxes, perfecting my craft. You are always the master of your own craft. So with that, in 2014, I graduated with my bachelor's degree in accounting. And then also in 2015, got my master's degree in accounting. Went on to get my CPA license in 2016. And during that time, I was also interning at PricewaterhouseCoopers, or PwC, one of the big 4 public accounting firms in the world. All right, so I'm going to try my best to speed up the story after that, because that's truly when the entrepreneurship, it took off basically. So once I left PwC in 2016, on September 2nd, 2016, I turned in my 2-week notice at PwC. Why? I was fed up. I didn't want to work for the man. And I just wanted more freedom. I wanted more opportunities. I wanted to unleash my potential of infinite. I am truly infinite. And you are basically the words that you put out, right? So for me, I said that I'm infinite. So I decided to part ways with the firm, with PricewaterhouseCoopers, and launch my CPA firm, Badu Tax Services Llc, which is now a firm that has over 2,500 clients in all 50 states in the US and also over 25 countries. It took a long time to get there. It took trials, it took tribulations, it took struggle. It took building the team, right? Always build a team. It took everything to get there. And then in 2017, I launched my second company, which is Badu Investments Llc. And that's where we invest in apartment buildings, right? And so with that, we were able to continuously develop our portfolio. Now, I did skip one thing with the story a little bit. So when I was forming my tax firm, it was September 2nd, 2016 was when I turned in my 2-week notice. I left PwC officially 2 weeks after that, which was September 16th, 2016. It's important. It's funny how you remember dates in your mind when they're so important to you. Right, on September 16, 2016, I freed myself and became a full-time entrepreneur. It was very, very scary, very scary. So with that, in order to sustain my income, since tax season wasn't going to start until January, I decided to drive Uber. Right, so I was the guy, I was driving Uber at night, and then during the daytime, I was working on my business plan. I did 20 hours each week driving Uber, 20 hours on a business plan. And fast forward, and right before January was, started, I said, you know what? I got to stop driving Uber because I need to now focus on my business. Well, what do I do with the car? What I did was I put the car on a car rental platform at the time called Hire Car and rented the car to somebody. Somebody literally requested my car. It was a 2012 Mazda 3 and said, I'll pay you $1,000 a month, right, to rent your car. 2 days later, the money landed in the bank account. And I said, whoa, holy cow, right? I'm like, So you mean to tell me I don't even have to do taxes and this money's going to land in my bank account? That's when I got introduced to passive income. And with that, long story short, I was able to build a portfolio of 10 cars, right? 10 cars making $10,000 a month, passive income. And that's what allowed me to really sustain as an entrepreneur, because the clients weren't walking in the door, right? There wasn't a ton of clients just walking in the door, because I had to build a brand, I had to build a reputation. And with that, the car rental company has since been basically liquidated. So we actually did sell the car rental business to focus on the real estate company, which is now the main passive income source. And so all that to say, in that, for one, sometimes you have to go through struggle to truly get to where you need to be in life. And then two, you basically have to build a plan, right? You have to build something that's going to allow you to sustain in the future and in life. And so for me, what I do is I teach financial literacy pretty much at least twice a week. So I teach to kids, I teach to adults, I teach to anybody I can, because when you give, you receive. The more you give, the more you tend to receive. So now, fast forward to 2021, Badu Enterprises Llc is a multinational conglomerate that holds 12 companies, including the Badu Tax Services, the CPA firm, including Badu Investments Llc, the real estate investment company, including the life insurance agency, Badu Life and Health Solutions LLC. And then none of this would mean anything to me, and I'll leave it off here, without giving back. Because if you don't give back, none of this stuff really means anything, to me at least. Right? So what we did is we created the Badu Foundation that provides financial literacy education specifically to the youth, ages 6 to 18. Why in the world would we do that? Is because we want to get them started off early on the right foot, on the right path, so that they don't end up in things like violence and, you know, drugs and all the crazy things you don't want kids to be involved with, right? And for those who may not even be exposed to that, it's an opportunity for you to build income, right, early. It's an opportunity for you to become financially literate early. So what we do now is we put them in a Zoom just like this for a month, and we ultimately teach them budgeting, saving, investing, and scholarships. We take them through exercises. We send them books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is a book that truly changed my life, right? And now, me personally, I'm the author of 3 books, including this one right here called Infinite Expansion, How to Infinitely Expand Your Vision of Abundance. It's a book about my purpose and my story. And with that, always remember, my purpose in life is to inspire and support the super hungry to take hold of infinite resources in order to create an abundant lifestyle. Everything that I do on this planet is surrounded around that. If you need anything from me, have any questions during the year, whatever it is, you can feel free to reach out directly to me. I'm more than happy to help in anything that you need help with. So thank you all for listening today.
Well, Jeff, I think you must be used already at so many people being in awe at your story and how well you tell it, and also the drive and the strength that you have and that you're willing to share with others. We're lucky to have you here with us. And thank you for sharing your story. And I'm already thinking which other clubs I can tell them that we had you as a guest. So you may be hearing from other Rotarians. Okay, I hope you don't mind, but you're a good catch for us, okay? So, we have guests in our Zoom call from several countries, and we have Richard Kalungi, who is with us from Uganda. And Richard, he says, I'll read the message that he wrote. Home Doctors Uganda is a social enterprise based in Kampala, Uganda, and focused on health awareness, digital health, and home health care. Is Jeff keen on linking us up with possible collaborations and partnerships? And he sends his email address that we'll be happy to forward to you unless you can see it in the chat box.
So definitely appreciate that question. Short answer is yes. I'm open, right? I have one purpose on this planet, And for me, anything that's tied to that purpose, I'm always going to do. Every day I wake up, I do things that are directly tied to my purpose. So if it's a partnership, if it's a presentation, if it's a Zoom, whatever it is that allows me to fulfill my purpose, I'm willing to be involved with it. So that would be my answer to that for sure.
Thank you, Jeff, very much. Does anybody in the audience here have any questions? Our member Sullivan is going to ask the question.
Sounds good.
Thanks for that great presentation. You had mentioned that you had those tough 8 years, and your underlying philosophy, based on your religion, got you back on a terrific path. What was it? You were hanging with a crowd and not going good. So what was it that pulled you through? Was it parents or a friend or a minister, or how did that suddenly happen? I would think you would have diverged from that pathway. What was that spark that kept going?
Yeah, that's a great question. Definitely a great question. Basically, it was the fact that I felt that at the time I was very, very complacent. So when I was 16, so 16 was a turning point in life, right? So when I saw that lady, when I saw similar experiences of people struggling, and I said, I'm going to stop taking life for granted, first of all. I had to humble myself a bit and say, man, I've been throwing away so many opportunities, and I've had so many crazy moments in life where life could have very well ended. So for me, I said, I need to go ahead and change things, right? I need to stop being involved in whatever it is that I was involved with at the time. So the main driving point was that, for one, there's more to life than just hanging out with friends and looking cool, right? That life was purposeful. Life is something that you should wake up and actually feel proud. I don't feel like you should ever go a day and say, what am I going to do today, right? Or why am I on this planet? So for me, the deep reason behind it is I wanted to stop living a purposeless life. I wanted to live a life full of purpose. And I know that what I was doing in the past was not of purpose, right? That was against my will on this planet. And then here's a big thing too. I didn't ever want to go back to that. I saw life on the good side, and I also saw life on the bad side. So for me, I don't ever want to go back to that life ever again. So why do I work as hard as I do right now, even though some days I don't have to? Is because I know if I don't, there is the potential, even the slightest potential, of me going back to that lifestyle. And so for me, all I know now is abundance, and I'm teaching it to others as well, because I'm put on this planet for a purpose. And when I discovered my purpose in life, that's when I said, this has got to change.
Jeff, that is simply fabulous. And I have a question for you. How much do you know about Rotary?
That's a great question. Right, no shame, but not a whole lot, to be honest, not a ton. I was invited today, to speak to the group, and ultimately not a ton, right? Not as much as I probably think I should know. I did definitely check out the website and everything like that, but not as much as I should know. I'd say.
Well, shall we use the guild to invite him to come in person and get to meet us and enjoy one of our lunches? Because, you do so much good, and your success comes from the spiritual side of you, because I think that's your guiding force. You are going to be in for a treat if you come and meet us, because we're all wonderful, so okay?
For sure.
No, I'm kidding, but not so, because what we do in Rotary is so much bigger than all of us together. So, I hope you stay in touch with us. We're going to make sure we stay in touch with you, because once things get back to normal, I really would like to invite you to the Rotary headquarters that are in Evanston, Illinois, so you can see with your own eyes what Rotary has been doing in these last 118 years. I wonder if you will come and meet us, go to headquarters and still refuse to be a Rotarian. I don't think so. Okay. So I would, I say thank you from my heart because for what you have given us today. I would like to also thank Karl's mom, Kathy, for having raised a son like Karl, who has been able to share his talents and his love for people with us, and who had something to do with bringing Jeff to us today. So, I think your parents have to be very proud of you. We're lucky that we came to meet you. And what I can say is stay in touch. What you're going to see on the screen now is a certificate of thanks for you having been with us. And the good news is that, as I said, you're going to hear from us as well, okay?
Absolutely. I greatly appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you to the Rotary Club of Chicago for an invitation. It's always an honor and a blessing to speak to a group of like-minded people, and I hope to be in touch. And if anyone ever needs anything from me, I'm always here at your service. And definitely, I hope to more continued success with the Rotary Club of Chicago.
Thank you. All the best to you. Wow, that was something. I'm feeling as a mom as well that when you see your child coming to where Jeff is today is just pretty extraordinary. So, hey, okay, let's continue. So now I would like to introduce to you our dear friends from Bolivia, Livio Sosoli and Silvia Cerda, who have come to visit Chicago, and they're having a Rotary week, visiting different clubs, and also visiting Solidarity Bridge, the partner organization with whom we have worked in our 5 global grants that we've done this year with Bolivia. What Livio is a DGN, so this means that he's going to be a governor the same year that Connor is going to be a governor. Connor sent a message saying, unfortunately, he could not be here to meet Livio in person because he's flying back to Chicago from Maine. So Livio, would you like to come and say a few words? You can try in English, I can translate. Medio micrófono.
Buenas tardes a todos. Muchas gracias. Vengo desde muy lejos, desde Bolivia, como dijo Margarita, para agradecerles infinitamente por habernos colaborado en mejorar la calidad de vida de los bolivianos.
Okay, Livio said that he came from Bolivia and he came here to thank us for your cooperation in the projects we've done together that improve the quality of life of Bolivians.
Con mi esposa Silvia, Rotaria, somos del Rotary Club Grigotá del distrito 4690 de Bolivia. Estamos felices de poder acompañarlos y poder agradecerles a todos ustedes por los proyectos y desear que este sea el comienzo de una mejor relación y poder en el futuro poder juntos ayudar a más personas.
Okay, well, I would like to thank you. Well, I come from District 4690 in Bolivia. So Bolivia, the whole country is its own district. And I hope that the collaboration we have done this year is the beginning of further cooperation in our projects.
Muchas gracias.
You understand that, right? Okay, well, there is one member that I would like to spotlight today, and that is Donor Karl, who I learned on Friday that he is going to be moving to Pittsburgh to do a master's at the Carnegie Mellon University. So congratulations. We will miss you because I understand this is your last meeting in person.
Yeah, I hope to be around here.
Okay, so this is going to be Donner's last meeting in person. Maybe he's going to be at the round table for those who are on Zoom. I just repeated what Donner said here. And well, best luck. And I know you will stay in touch. And I'm sure that there is Rotary in Pittsburgh. And we're here for whatever you need. You know, we'll support you. And then remember us. Okay. So, Eric, I have a question for you about the survey. Have there been more members who sign up or fill the survey? Okay, you want to know? No worries. Well, Eric, come on over and just say the magic words. So all the members of our club are desperate to fill in that survey. Okay, and tell them why it is important.
Yeah, everybody loves a survey, I know. So however many people have filled it out now, the number is still not enough. I'm sure of that. So if you have not done it yet, check the gyrator, check your emails, go to the website, email Karen, she'll email you the link, email me, I'll email you the link. It's a very short survey, and it's very helpful. We want to just make sure that this is our club, right? It shouldn't be just what the board or what myself or what Marga wants it to be. We want to make sure that we're going in the right direction for everybody. So fill it out when you get a chance. Thank you.
It takes about 15 seconds. It's really short.
Yeah, Laura said that it takes about 15 seconds to fill the survey. And also, you know, this is part of the strategic plan that we launched last year, and the results are so palpable that of the survey we did a year ago that we have done more projects than in many years before. We have 25 new members. So when we had a concrete strategic plan and everybody was on board, so it is really important, you know, so it is just 5 or 6 questions and it's about, 15 seconds. So I am counting on you. If not, I'm going to email you, okay? So now comes the time when we introduce our guests. And I would like to start with Mike and Crystal that are visiting us from, here's the microphone for you, Karen. So tell us your name, where you come from.
Well, I'm Mike Witry from the Rotary Club of Roatan, Honduras. I'm here with Crystal Caceres, also a member of our club. We're part of District 4250, which is all of Honduras, Guatemala, and Belize. In addition to working at the club level, I'm the past president and the current foundation chair, and Crystal is the club secretary. We both work at the district level as well. I'm the international service chair. Crystal also works in that committee as well as public image. Your club has been very active doing projects in our district in the past, in Guatemala specifically, so I want to thank you for your support for our part of the world. District 4250 receives 11% of all Rotary Foundation global grants administered in the world, so we're a very busy district with projects, and our heart is definitely here in Chicago and Evanston as we do these projects. It's great to have a lot of visiting Rotarians as well. A lot of people from this part of the world come to our part of the world to oversee or roll up their sleeves and work on Rotary Foundation grants. So I want to thank your club for your support and everything that you do in District 4250. And thank you for being a gracious host today. We've really enjoyed our time.
Thank you.
Well, hello, my name is Crystal. There's not much that I can say because Mike here said a lot of it, but thank you so much for being great hosts, for all of the help that you give to our district and to other clubs around the world. And I am happy to be here, and about myself, this year this will be my 5th year as club secretary, so hopefully in the future I can be the club president. But I'm happy to be here, and nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Sorry. Also, for us, for both of us, it's very nice to stay with you. Know another kind of. I know that Rotarians all the time are doing good things for all the people, but for us, it's very nice to stay here, to stay with Marga, because Livio last year was working a lot with her, and all different clubs in Bolivia was working with some and others in US. So stay short this time together with you is very nice. Thank you.
These are our guests for here. Well, yes, now I would like to have the members from the Zoom call that would like to be introduced, and I can call Blair Mugume. Can you hear me, Blair? Would you like to say which club you come from?
Hello, I do hear you.
Great. So, your club?
I am from the Rotary Club of Kampala South. I believe a member of yours, Rotarian Derek, is a member in the same very club. He did invite me to attend your meeting. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. Come back. And the next member is Derek Kabuye. I hope I pronounced your name properly. If not, please correct me. Derek, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good to see you again, Maga. And very, very good to be here again. Blair, a correction. I'm from the Rotary Club of Chicago Citywide Service. I'm just a visitor at the Rotary Club of Chicago, and I'm very, very happy to be here as usual, and enjoy the week.
Great, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We have Liz Goggins. Liz, how are you today?
I'm fine, Marga. How are you?
Great.
Good. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Liz Goggins from the Rotary Club of St. Croix Mid-Isle here in the U.S. Virgin Islands, District 7020.
And Liz visits us very frequently, so every time she says that she comes from the U.S. Virgin Islands, we get extremely jealous here in Chicago.
Right. Marga, we have to firm up those plans for you guys to come down this winter.
Well, you know, we're having a board retreat next month.
Okay, sounds good.
But we'll let you know, we'll invade one day. We have Dr. Linessa Rico. Linessa, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Your current member, Dr. Neeta Nagubadi, invited me to attend this meeting today, and I'm very happy that I did. I am based here in Chicago. I am the Creating Program Director for our Masters in Design Thinking and Entrepreneurship program at National Louis University. Our curriculum focuses on women's entrepreneurship, and I'm also the recent appointee of our MBA program, so I oversee our MBA program as well. So very happy to be here today. Thank you.
Well, Nita, thank you so much for inviting Dr. Linessa, and I hope that you can come and visit us in person soon. So we're here most Tuesdays, so please stay tuned and ask Nita when you can come, and we would love to have you. Okay.
Thank you, Martha.
Do we have Ronnie Corn from Sydney?
Hello.
Hey.
Or I should say good afternoon, actually.
Well, Ronnie, thank you for being with us again today.
My pleasure.
Okay, well, I think this is what we have for introductions today. And before I move in with announcements, I have a surprise announcement that I would like to make. But for that, I need to invite Livio again to come to the microphone. Vení. Sí.
Bueno, en una forma de agradecerles y decirles muchísimas gracias, con mi esposa vamos a donar $500 a los fondos del club.
Okay, my way, I'm speaking on behalf of Livio, says that of expressing my gratitude and Sylvia's gratitude. We would like to know, I mean, Livio and Sylvia, we would like to donate $500 to the Rotary One Foundation. Thank you. Thank you. Muchas gracias. No, después. Thank you very much. My gosh, this is amazing. And then those of you who are in the International Services Committee and in the Community Services Committee, you know that we stretch those dollars and we always put them to good use. So Sylvia, thank you. And Livio, thank you so much. All right, I think I have some announcements. I would like to have Sarah come over. We've just wrapped up one of the favorite community service committee projects, and Sarah will tell us a little bit about this. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, good afternoon, y bienvenidos. So I am Sarah Buck, and I came up last week to talk to you about the Jesse White trunk party that was going to happen, and it did. So there were several Rotarians and Rotaractors who went and packed a few bags, and by a few, of course, we mean about 500, right? But it's very efficient, it works very well. And so this is one of the, I don't want to say, premier hands-on service projects that we do as a club each year. And Jody Stawicki sent us a message that I'm going to read to you now. The Off to College Trunk Party provides 500 Chicago area freshmen with essential dorm room and school supplies. This event continues to be a very worthwhile Rotary community service project for both our club and district. We look forward to doing it in 2022 for the 9th consecutive year. And there was even a little blurb, I believe on WGN News as well. So that's great.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah, so much. You guys do such important work, and it is such a joyful project to be a part of. So thank you for supporting it throughout all these years. Well, members, we're always inviting new members, and because we believe we have something very exciting to show you. So for those of you who are members and you're not in a committee, I would like to tell you this is the perfect time to join a committee because we're launching activities for the year. So be brave, because this is where the fun happens. So check the gyrator. There's an International Services Committee, the Community Services Committee, and then we have PR and marketing. And also, I would like to pick on your talents and and your thoughts, because this year we would like to have a fundraising event, and it's not our tradition to do it, but we're in the process of doing new things. So if you have ideas to share or experience, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to hear what you have to tell us. All right, as you know, on Friday, we have the round table here at the fourth floor at the club. So anybody can come in and is invited. So Livio and Sylvia are going to be there. So they'll be happy to tell you the impact that our projects are having in Bolivia. And also I think you can bring friends as well, right? So it's a nice, relaxed, social gathering. So I hope that you can make it. All right. And For the upcoming meetings, do we have a slide? Next Tuesday, we will have Alan Wissenberg, who is the founder of the Munich-based travel company Uraid. And then on August the 3rd, we have an event, from the series Chicago Sister Cities, and the city of Busan in Korea is one of the Chicago Sister Cities. So stay tuned. It's going to be on Zoom only. So and it's going to be streamed on Facebook Live as well. So I think we're about to close, and I would like to invite Mike, if you would like to join us in reading the four-way test. You heard about it, right? So.
Okay, the Rotary four-way test are the things we think, say, or do. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you so much, and we know it is fun already, so I hope you stay tuned and come back next Tuesday. And with this, I will close the meeting.